right, today's video, we're gonna do shrimp scampi. Let's get it. All right, let's look at the ingredients that we have. We have kosher salt, butter, extra virgin olive oil, paprika, Italian seasoning, garlic, onion, red chili flakes, white wine, heavy whipping cream, parsley, shallots, garlic, tomatoes, all the seasonings that we just set up here. And we have our seasoned shrimp. And I season it basically with just a little bit of salt, Italian seasoning, paprika. So you can add all of one of them in there if you want, but there's enough garlic and enough onion powders in there with the shallots and everything, so I didn't add that in there also. So that's what we're gonna start with. All right, so the first thing is we have some water. Now, the reason why I'm doing this in this size pot instead of a large one, you do not need much water to cook pasta. That's like an old wives' tale. It has a little bit of bubbles right now with a little bit of salt. Not much. Since it has a very little water, that salt is gonna be more intense. And then you just pick your favorite pasta that you like. I prefer a veggie pasta. It's pretty much the same. And the one thing I love about this is it doesn't stick. It's still not gonna stick your pasta, even though it's less water. It's actually gonna cook it faster than putting it with a whole bunch of water. So next what we're gonna do is get a knob of butter. That's a knob. And we're gonna put a little bit of oil in here. This is gonna help the butter from not burning. And then we have our shallots and our garlic, and we're gonna add that in. We're just gonna cook this down just a little bit, not too much. Here's a trick: if your butter or garlic or everything's actually burning a little bit, you can take a little bit of water and dab it in there, and that'll actually save it from burning. It won't pop on you or anything like that because it's just gonna actually soften up the garlic, okay? All right, so now that's going. And now shrimp, just gonna toss it in. We're not gonna cook the shrimp, just trying to cook it halfway. Get a little bit of color on it on both sides. Over here, our pasta, really good, pretty close to what we want it to be. We're gonna turn this off. And we're gonna keep the water and the pasta. Normally you take this out, but this is not gonna take too long. You'll just move it off the eye. And then over here, see, even though the shrimp is not completely done, this will go back in there and we'll cook it a little later. There we go. All right. A little bit of our wine. Not too much. Just deal with glaze it a little bit. We have our tomatoes and our seasoning. And what I would like to do is take a little bit more butter. I'm gonna add this into here. Okay. So, with our tomatoes, we're just gonna go ahead and add that in here. Put our seasonings in. Color coming out. And this is the reason why we wanted to keep some of the pasta water. We're gonna use a little bit of the pasta water because it has starch in it. We're gonna put that in there. Heavy cream. This is getting right where we want it to be. Our pasta, because remember this is al dente, so we want the pasta to be covered in here. And this is gonna help also thicken it up a little bit. shrimp in because it's actually cooked through, but we're gonna put this in so we can get a little bit more cooked, get the juices all in there. And now we're gonna add our fresh Italian parsley. We'll let this cook in here for about 2 more minutes. All right, so now everything is done. And if you notice right now, it's hardly any sauce, but it's not that it's dry, it's that all the sauce is in the noodles. So that's gonna be amazing. Let's see if I can still get a little bit of that sauce right on top of it.